Hello, this is Rachel from UNED University. The idea of this video is to highlight the aspects of the practice, the challenges I met, and the ones I could get over and the ones I couldn't. Also, to give an idea about what I take to myself and how it helps me to grow as a teacher. I want to start saying the importance of the practice. Practice is what helps us to become an expert. Malcolm Gladwell suggests that it takes 10 million hours of practice to become expert at something. So, whether you aspire to pretty good or expert, practice is essential. We're going to see the considerations, regrets, learnings, advices, and the how and why the practice was carried out in the way it was. So I'm gonna start with the objectives. One of them it is the acknowledge the challenge. The idea is to be honest about the difficulty of learning something new, especially when you're in a leadership role. Expect mistakes. The practice is not gonna be perfect. Sometimes we're gonna have a great class, but sometimes we're not gonna have it. So that helps us a lot to learn how to become a class very well and how to achieve the goal we want. The second objective is consider coaching. Sometimes practitioners need more support than can be offered by practice partners. In these cases, a coach can be extremely useful. We can read books, watch YouTube tutorials. That is what I do. And talk with the tutor at the university. The idea is just to keep learning and investigating how we can improve every time. The third objective is develop the characteristics of a teacher. Inspire students to learn more about their subject, learn from your students, get to know your students, and be patient. Um, be patient, I could say. This is one of the objectives that it takes time, it takes learning, it takes a lot of patience because sometimes you want to carry on with the class and you want just to finish the class and you're hurry up, but you have to take a minute to identify the type of students you have so you can teach them in a better way. And the last one, the last objective is guide. The objective of teaching practices is to guide students throughout the learning process, taking into account the necessary tools and strategies so the student is adequately trained and can advance in the academic field. That is the objectives I marked at the beginning of the practice, and I think it was good at the end. So now, the reflection. I can say that having the experience of teaching is wonderful, not only because you learn from everything, that is, from the environment, from the students, from the circumstances, and from yourself, but you also develop skills such as creativity, for activities, research for their development, for teaching techniques, for socialization in the classroom, then this is wonderful because you never finish learning and you will always have more experience. In practice, I have had process where I focus on myself. That's it. I focus on what I know and should know. I focus on my role and what I want to be. But in other times, I have also learned that everything should focus on the student. The student is the reason for and the objective of teaching. So, knowing the different teaching methods, techniques in the classroom go hand in hand with the knowledge of each student. And as I place here, practice makes a master. Let's continue. Challenges. Well, some of the challenges for me have been materials and time. For me, it would be easy to create a class where there is space, enough materials, technological devices, and above all, time. However, there are none of them in the institution I made the practice. So it has been challenging to meet the teaching objective with the resources we have had. I don't say this is a complaint, but I say this is a learning experience, understanding that a teacher must be able to solve and achieve with with the given circumstances. So we have to learn that aspect as well. Now, things to improve. First, draw connections between the course material and its real world applications. And second, find a way to not teach what I know, but explain what they already know and want to learn. One thing that I identify is that I am so hurry up to teach what I know because I feel that knowing English is very useful and fantastic. So I want them to study and I want them to learn English because my experience. But I have to learn why they want to learn English, and if they don't want, I want to inspire them to learn English. So I think it's not focus on what I want to teach. I mean, I have to have an objective and be clear about what I have to teach and what I want to teach and those stuff. But I think it's very important to know very well what student want to learn, so I can use that to implement the knowledge that I need to implement. So I think it's really useful to have that in mind. And that will be all for now. Thank you so much for listening to me. And that's it. Bye bye.